Hey y'all, it's Kathy Bow, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and of course we have to always adjust first thing. One day I'll learn how to not to have to do that. Alright, today's video is the sixth one in a series of Stamping 101, and today we're talking about stamp effects and how to get more than one use out of your stamps. We're going to start with the Lift Me Up set. This is in the annual catalog. And it's so cool what we can do with this set. Let's see. I actually picked up the wrong Lift Me Up. I've got two of them. So just a minute. That's what being live is all about. Okay, I do have two of these because when you're doing events, it helps to have two. All right, so you see these little paper thingies. Well, these are Post-it notes, and they are sticky all over. They are called Full Adhesive, and that's these. I couldn't find mine anywhere, like in local stores and stuff. I had to order mine on Amazon. It comes with 3 packs, and there's a little place right here that's not sticky, but the rest of it is all sticky, and it's really easy to use as a mask. So we're going to use this today to show you how to get some really good effects on your stamping. I'm going to be using Memento Tuxedo Black ink and my Stampin' blocks. And we're going to first stamp this hot air balloon. Hot air balloons, to me, they're just so cheerful. I mean, I've never been in one, and I can't say I ever will. But I sure do like to see them passing overhead. So, I realize I'm probably bouncing the camera, so I'll try and be a little careful with that. Okay, I've got good coverage on my stamp, so I'm going to just put that right there. Okay, beautiful crisp image. Okay, so now I'm thinking, but he's out there all by himself. So I think I want him to have friends. So I took that Post-it note that I stamped, and it looks like this, and I just cut all around it. I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me cutting, but I cut it all around, and now it's sticky everywhere, and I'm just going to lay it down, and you can reuse it. You see all the ink that's on it now? Yes, you can reuse it. So I'm going to ink up my pad again, my little balloon again. And I like to check, because whenever you've got some wider spaces like that, sometimes you don't cover it and you don't realize that. So I'm going to stamp him right there. And then I'll stamp this one maybe like that. Okay, and if you notice, there's just a little spot that didn't quite get colored, and that's okay. I can fix it right here. Just like that. This one will be a little more detailed, but not too bad. Just kind of put it like this, and really this seems tedious, and for this particular stamp, what I would have done if I wasn't filming right now, I would have probably used my Stamparatus and just stamped it that way, so that if we have this issue, we can restamp it without a bit of problem. So there we go, and then I'm just going to color this in, super easy, and color this little guy in right here. Okay, so there we go. Now you're waiting to see what's under there, aren't you? I know. Okay, here we go. Gonna peel him up. Look at that. Isn't that just cool? Okay, so now I'm thinking we need a little balloon in the background. So I'm going to cover this guy right here. And I have a mask here to use in a little bit, but right now I'm going to use this little guy. I'll get him his own little stamp pad, block. And I'm going to ink him up. And again, I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'll put him, well, I think he's just kind of hanging out, don't you? He's just kind of hanging out. There he is in the background. And he might have a friend or two, so I'm going to put this down. And really and truly, if you want to cut out a second mask, so you can mask 2 of these at once, that would be pretty cool. And it would make it really easy. There we go. Now, okay, so what if we want some clouds? Well, we probably do. I'll put him back. And I'll put this guy over this one. And again, these are just Post-it notes. That's all there is to it. And now we're going to see how we like the clouds on there. This is just a little cloud stamp. Again in black, because I'm going to use colored markers to bring in, you know, the colors of everything. There we go. Isn't that cute? Gosh, I love this effect. I really do. And it gives it so much more dimension than if you were just stamping one item on here. It just really just makes this whole thing move. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so now I want to show you, that was the masking with the Post-it notes. Let me get all my little guys back in here, and I have to clean my stamps. Right quick, I'll show you how I clean my stamps. This is the Stampin' Scrub, and it's super easy. There's a W for wash and a D for dry, so when I pick it up, I'll know which is correct. And on the inside, again, W and D. And you just spritz a little bit of this on there. This is the Stampin' Mist Cleaner. And you see the stamp, how it looks? Well, all you got to do is scrub it up over here and dry over here. Bam. Super clean. Easy. So I'm going to do all of these real quick. I'm just trying not to bounce my camera around, because that's exactly what will happen if I go a little crazy. A little crazy. I'm sorry. And now I've gotten y'all to listen to that song in your head. So sorry. Okay, so that's done. And there is another technique I'm going to show you. One stamp and different effects of it. It is shadowing. And we're going to use this photopolymer set called Sheltering Tree. I do not know why they put it in such a big box. Never has made sense to me. I think it was a boo-boo. I don't know. It always throws me. I always think this is a wood block box, but it's not. Okay, so Sheltering Tree. And I'm going to show you, this is so neat. First of all, your photopolymer stamps, which are these, and you know, they're different than the ones I just showed you, because these have a spongy thingy between the stamp and this label here, and that gives them just a little cushion, where these don't have that. So when we use these stamps, we also use a Stampin' Pierce mat, and mine says photopolymer only, so maybe possibly in another world I will actually remember not to use it for my piercing, like the little Sharpie piercy thing. Okay, so I put this on a bigger block. Here's my cardstock. Now what we're going to do this time, we're going to stamp, we're going to put the ink on it, and we're going to stamp, and then we're going to stamp off and back on. And you'll see what kind of effect that gives us. Want to get some brown ink. I'm going to use soft suede. And again, trying not to bounce the camera, I'm going to do it like this. Typically, I would ink it up on the table. Okay, so that's a good one. We're just going to put this one right here. Okay, and I'm going to put another one right there. Okay, now that's stamping once and then again. This is stamping off. I'm going to put the ink on here like this. I'm going to stamp off, and back on. There we go. And that gives it some dimension. Isn't that cool? And I know that this is like a winter tree, but this stamp set actually has, and it's called Sheltering Tree. It's in our main catalog right now. It's actually got this little thing here that can become the leaves. And I'll show you how those look. I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz for that. Just a quick little demo right here. Get a bunch of ink on it. And just going to stamp it like this. And then stamp off. And I'm going to... Now, of course, you could do these in fall colors. I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you in a minute. It's so pretty. You could do these in fall colors or however you want. I just used a green because it's easy for you to see. Let me see if you can. Oh, yeah, you can see this. Right there's the little tree. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Again, it's called Sheltering Tree, and it is in the catalog. It is item number 137163. I'll put a link to it at the bottom of this in the description below. Okay, so that is how you stamp on and stamp over here, and then you ink up and you stamp here, and then you stamp off over here. So that's how you get more use. You get dimension from your stamps. And one of the cool effects of this is you could just keep going, and it looks like the woods. I mean, it's just great. Okay, so another idea for this would be the Party Pandas. And I actually have a card that I've finished that I can show you when I'm done. Now, the Party Pandas are a free set from the Celebration catalog until March 31st, 2018. Celebration is underway right now, and it does expire March 31st, 2018. And the way you get these stamps, you can't buy them. You won't be able to get them at all unless you find them on eBay much later, and they're going to be very expensive. But if you spend $50 with Stampin' Up, and that's before shipping and taxes, and you can do that by going to my store. There will be a link below. And you spend $50, you can pick this set for free. Isn't that cool? So let me show you this little panda guy. So stinking cute. It's a little birthday panda. And here's my block. And these blocks are also for sale in the Stampin' Up store. If you have any questions about that, you can certainly get in touch with me. And you can also key in the words clear blocks. Okay, so we are going to put him like this. It's kind of at an angle. Okay, because you know what he's doing? He's one stamp, but instead of that's all we're going to do, we're going to make him tumble into his party. He's tumbling, he's falling over. And there. Isn't that cute? So I will show you this card here that I made with him. It says Happy Birthday. And it's one of our new set of cards and envelopes. I'll show you that as well. And I put him on a Action Wobble Spring. We do not carry those, but you can find them on Amazon. But how stinking cute is that? I just colored his little hat, and he fell in, he landed, and he fell back out. So I will show you the little card pack. This is called Whisper White Narrow Note Cards and Envelopes. And you get, I think you get 20 cards. Probably. I've used a bunch of them. These are 2.5 by 4.5. And everything I've offered you, by the way, is for U.S. only. If you are international, Stampin' Up! Is available internationally, but I cannot ship overseas. So here's the little card like this, and it's got a sweet little envelope. And these are too small to go through the standard mail system. You would need to put these on a gift item or, you know, something like that. It just definitely makes your gift more festive. And of course, it doesn't have to be just this. It can be all kinds of things. So that's it. I'll show you a couple of bonus cards this evening. These two were made from this one set called Friendship's Sweetest Thoughts. And this is the first card. And I colored it with the Stampin' Right markers. And that's these right here. And yes, they're fabulous. And yes, you need them all. And you can buy the whole set, or you can get just color families together. Again, in my store, just put Stampin' Right. There's no G in Stampin'. And this is the other one. I mean, it doesn't even look like the same set except the artistry. So I used, on this card here, I used this branch and this little bird. And I used this flower twice. And I used Beauty Blooms Where You Are. And I used this little thingy of flower pots. On this one, I used the wagon. And it's got little grass underneath, as does this one. And the Thinking of You. And the birdie was already on the top of it. Now, in 2 weeks, I will be starting a... I'll be starting with the Stamparatus, which is a fabulous stamping product. It makes your stamping so easy and so smart and so quick, especially like if you're making a bunch of cards. If you start early in the year and you want to make all your birthday cards, or you make your Christmas cards or whatever, it's just a fabulous thing. So I can't wait to get mine. It's shipping tomorrow, and I should have videos on it within 2 weeks. So thanks for stopping by. Be blessed. Please subscribe and click on my links, and you'll get to visit my Facebook page as well as my store. So thank you again. Y'all be blessed. Toodles.